Okay. Alright, welcome to Loot, the ultimate dungeon crawling adventure where greed meets glory, and occasionally an untimely gruesome demise. Here today we have two victims, contestants, here ready for your amusement. They have been dropped in on a location, taken away, whisked away from a drink, and now deposited for your amusement here at a forsaken Abbey that's been long forgotten by adventurers. But we'll see if they can survive, and maybe we'll drop some fun, things upon them, for indeed fortune favors the bold. So let's grab our torches and sharpen your blades and grab a drink, because in this dungeon you either get rich or you get replaced. Alright, so it looks like we have someone trying to strike up a torch here. It looks like we have a goblin tonight and a half-orc, and it looks like we have the goblin here, and let's hear the goblin's name as he strikes his torch.
Hakak, the goblin thief, wrestles for the flint and steel in his pocket before striking a torch, and you can see a sharp nose, pointy ears, a bit of a hunched back. He looks dangerous.
And we'll see if he's dangerous enough. And it looks like he's got a larger friend indeed. We have a half-orc, very scarred fella. Let's see what his name is. Skullgrim! And I think that's all we really need to hear from that fella. So, tonight you'll be seeing them. Let's see if they're gonna be able to traverse through this this little waterfall area and come away with any loot or gold or any mutations, perhaps. No spoilers. And we're gonna go ahead and get a turn order. So let's hear some dice roll. Let's have both of our players roll at a dexterity check. Not that they understand what that means, because they're not allowed to speak outside of the game reality, for it threatens thus. And so they better watch their tongues. So let's hear some dice roll as they cast their first chance at fate.
19. That'll make a 22.
That's a 7.
Clear winners and losers tonight. Hopefully it's not a theme, or maybe it is. Alright, so here we go. We're gonna have Cat going first and Skullgrim going second in our crawling order, expecting to see an encounter roll every third turn. And here we are at the Forsaken Abbey of the Dungeon Delvers, a underground river area that the players can hear a waterfall some way up north that is pouring through into this cavernous area that they find themselves. And as they strike the torch, they'll see up to the left a large looming building, sort of built inside as a chapel of sorts. They'll see a stairway that goes up to the left, and some giant looking fungi that are growing around in the vicinity. There's a staircase, a natural staircase that goes down over to the east, over to the right. And over, just over to the top northeast, they'll also see a boulder with a skeleton. It looks like the skeleton has been smashed or pulverized by this boulder. And here we'll take Kak as the first turn of order. Like I said, there's a staircase up to the left, up to this chapel. There's some strange looking fungi. A river that sort of is down to the right that you can kind of see that there is some elevation as you're up in this cavernous area, and down below you can kind of hear the water flowing inwards from up ahead, and to the right you'll see the still staircase that goes downwards.
Alright. Kak will creep slowly up into this room and to examine the fungi to his left. He wants to get a little close to it. Smell it, go. See what it's like.
As Cat goes up to smell the fungi, there is a very faint little pungent smell, nothing overbearing or noticeable really, but as it gets close it almost seems maybe like the heat of your presence near this fungi the fungi seems to react and has this a sort of glow-like effect that, subtly reacts near where your face is closest to the fungi itself. Just a little light-up effect.
Well, that is intriguing. Can I break off a piece of it?
Yes, and for your action, you can take a little, bit of your hand or a little knife and cut it off, and as you do, it begins to glow as you cut it off.
Ah, most handy. An extra torch.
And you'll take it, in like a glow stick that you would understand, perhaps, that it lights up initially and, it seems very vibrant for the first few seconds, but you can kind of tell that maybe it's already, wants to give way now that it's been removed from its source. But as you're looking at your fungus, we'll go to Skullgrim.
Skullgrim, he will try to see if he can go up to the the stairs to the left. He'll go up and check that out.
All right. And you'll go and see that there is a doorway that is impeding you. It looks like it have a large, heavy handle, but it doesn't look like that there's any immediate lock on it.
Attempt to open it.
Yeah, you'll do so. It will open.
Nice.
Inside, you'll see the inner, sort of larger gathering area for the once Abbey. You'll see a destroyed statue and 2 altars. And some bookshelves as well, over to the north.
Okay.
And a passageway that also looks like it leads to the south. There's a fountain in the middle, a destroyed statue, and some bookshelves to the north, and a passageway to the south. And we'll go ahead and count that as a round as you open the door and enter another room. No encounters yet, and so we'll go back to Kekek.
Kekek will quickly scurry up to meet Scold. In this room, I think Kekek will approach the fountain and examine it more closely.
You'll see that there's some black water inside the fountain, and that as you gaze upon it, strange patterns seem to emerge in its ripples, even though it should be still here and there.
Scold, I think there's something funny about this water. Have you ever seen anything like this?
I don't think so.
I can't decide if it looks ominous or delicious. Definitely one of the two.
As you'll notice over here as well, so you'll see over here to the left that there's a broken statue, and I'm going to grab you and hurl you around to make you see exactly what I'm talking about. And you'll see over here to the left is a broken statue, and over here to the north and south are these sort of strange-looking altars with little bowls in them.
I'm going to take one of the little bowls and I'm going to use it to take some of the water and lift it up. Will the bowls move? Or are they attached to the...
They're attached.
Oh, they're attached. All right. Hmm. I happen to have a water skin. I'm going to take a big gulp of my water. Drink most of it down and dump what's little left on the top of my head to cool down. And then I'm going to use the water skin to take some of the water and fill up the little bowls on the sides.
Alright, so you're going to use the water skin to fill up, you said, one of the bowls?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, one of the bowls.
Alright, and you'll carry it over and do so. And no immediate reaction. But we count that as during that moment as we go and see what Skullgrim is doing.
Skullgrim will try to grab with his two hands and do the same in the other bowl.
And as you'll
See
do
if it
that,
does something.
you'll see a shimmering effect sort of take place near the southern wall. There in that passageway that you haven't gone down yet. It looks like something lights up, a bluish hue. Seems like, look like an illusory wall there for just a split second before it dissipates again.
Nice.
You see? What was that, Skullgrim?
Flickering lights.
Flickering lights? Which way?
I point towards the passage.
You reckon we ought to go that direction then?
Well, at least it looks exciting.
All right then, that way. We'll go together towards the flickering lights.
Alright, so it looks like they're going to head down south. And they're going to see a glowing statue of a woman that seems to have what appears to be several dice in her hand. And a parchment of paper in the other. You also see some bookshelves lying around. And you also see an elderly man that seems to be dusting off the shrine, and he'll turn around and say, "Oh, what? What are you doing in here?"
I could ask you the same.
Well, you see that I am actually taking care of this statue of Saint Jaquet here.
Saint Jaquet. I've not heard of Saint Jaquet. Is the patron of anything in particular?
Yes, those of fortune and chance. And of storytelling as well.
Well, seems like a worthy patron for an adventurer such as myself. Mind if I take a look around? And I'm going to sidle on over to one of the bookshelves and kind of run my fingers along one side of along the books and just grab one at random, pull it out, open it up.
Please don't take any of those, he says. And you'll see that several of the books are about world creation and making up languages. and also game theory.
Well, they do look interesting, though. Wouldn't you say, Skullgrim?
Nice. I walk towards the statue and look at the... Does she have, like, the dice in her hand, or...?
It's like one hand is outstretched, holding several dice. One seems to be a cube-sized one seems to be a pyramidal triangular one, another seems to be a one that's 10-sided.
I don't know if I'll be cursed if I do this, but Golgrim is tempted to grab the dice from her hand.
They're like stone, they're part of the statue, he realizes.
I thought they were like loose, but okay. He attempts to pull one out.
We'll laugh as he sees him, like, struggle to, like, pull one off, and maybe you almost, just because of his strong half-orc strength, you'll start to see one of them sort of, you'll feel a little give way, and you'll hear that elderly priest sort of pipe up and say, "Oh, well, hold on there. I just finished dusting it. Please don't break it. I've been taking care of it the whole time."
Oh, sorry.
I think you might be able to tell us a little bit about this place. My good sir?
Yes, it used to be a safe haven for adventurers to the area at some point, but eventually kobolds invaded and attacked and ransacked the area, and they've also taken over the sort of little bed and breakfast area that is just down the cavern, the stair step ways over there. Several kobold have started to cavern their way in here, and they're a bunch of bandits and thieves and ne'er-do-wells. Otherwise, I'd be careful of the giant fungi that are out in the area. They're highly poisonous sometimes if you touch them.
If you touch them.
What exactly might happen?
I think some of the ones up north, I know that if they're touched, they will make you nauseous, heavily nauseous, and want you essentially puke your guts out.
Is that so? Huh.
I walk up to Kakak and poke in the stomach.
I kind of look at him and I look at my stomach. Seems fine so far.
He says, "Oh, did you already cut some?"
I'm afraid I did. I have it here in my pocket. Useful, though. It glowed a little bit. I was quite excited about that.
Alright, he'll say... if it's just the ones you just got outside the front door, yeah, those are fine. Those are just little glow-in-the-dark ones.
Oh.
But definitely
Okay.
the ones up north, just north of out the front north door, I would definitely be wary of.
Okay, good to know. Do not mix up glowy mushrooms with poisonous mushrooms. Note to self.
Yes, no to Kakak.
I'm going to look around the room a little bit, see if I notice anything else that might be useful to take with me. Kakak is always the one to look for supplies in unlikely places.
You'll only see that there are...
That there are, like I said, the bookshelves
Mm-hmm.
and the statue that is pretty much in there.
All right. I said to Skullgrim, "Do you think we might search out some of these kobolds? Maybe clear this place out a bit."
Yes, it would be a good little exercise.
It'd be nice to have a place to hole up every now and again if we could clear this place out. Used to be what it used to be before, I understand then. Let's go find some kobolds.
Yes.
We'll head north into the next room.
Yeah.
And here we're going to have a chance for a random encounter. We're going to roll 1d6, and we're going to see if we end up getting a 1. And if we do, we're going to have a random encounter. And it looks like this time we got a 3. So, it looks like our entertainment headed up north, back into the main chapel area, whence we will see them proceed. And let's check in and see what they're doing. So, let's have Kak first.
Hey, Skullgrim. Which way you reckon the kobolds are?
There's a door to the north and a door to the east.
North or east? Should we play rock, paper, scissors? Haha, you won. Which way?
Let's go east.
Okay, east it is.
There is a door that impedes your way, but it does not look to be locked.
I will open it carefully.
It will open back out to the outside, where it looks like there's a set of stairs that descends down. And they will see that there is another statue of the same looking statue from earlier, where it looks like they appear to be holding a torch in one hand and several books in the other. And there is also a well near the east side and some stairs that also continues downward over the water. So yeah, statue to the west, well to the east, and more stairs to the far east. And so we'll have Skullgrim. What do you want to check out?
Oh well, I'll check the well. Is the water moving like the other place?
Alright, we're gonna see Skullgrim walk up to this well and peer inside it, but little will he know that its inky darkness seeks to split open his mind, and his eyes want to endlessly stare down into this ever-shaping, more aggressive-looking pattern that seems to swell into some malevolent face. He looks, oh no, he's gonna have to make a wisdom save.
Great. That's a 7 again.
Oh no. And it looks like he will recoil in pain as something, the well's dark energy seems to stab at his mind, and for a good whopping 1 damage.
Ow.
So that will count that for the round, and as you'll see, it looks like Kakak's going to notice that Skullgrim took a something to the brain there.
Say. Hey, Skullgrim. You doing all right there? Got a headache? Sometimes the moonlight will do that.
Don't look down the well.
Of course, my first inclination is to always do exactly what somebody tells me not to, but I feel that you are correct here. And I will instead go to see there's something on the west side of this room. I'm not sure what you said that was.
There's another statue.
Oh, it's a statue. That's what that is. Okay. I'm going to go to one of the mushrooms, and being careful not to touch it, I'm going to chip off a piece with my dagger, about a fist-sized piece, and wrap it up in a bit of my cloak and tuck it into my bag.
You're gonna take a piece of what? Let's see what would you say again?
The mushroom. The mushroom. I'll take a piece of about a fist-sized piece of the mushroom with my dagger, and I'll be careful, very careful, not to touch it.
Okay. Of this mushroom?
Yes.
Let's see. It looks like this one does the same thing. And lights up like the ones, yeah, from the first area.
Oh. Okay. So these are not the poisonous mushrooms, maybe. Who knows? And Kakak will be very careful to pat his left pocket and say, poison, and pat his right pocket and say, blowy. Poison, blowy. Poison, blowy. And repeat that several more times.
And as the goblin plays with the mushroom, we'll see what the half-orc does.
Let me see now. You said there to the east was more like stairs going down to the outside, or we could go back up north. Or back east and up north. Were we supposed to clear outside or inside?
I'm not sure where they are. You kind of said they'd be inside, right? Taking up residence indoors?
I will begin walking towards walking back east if there's nothing else to. So there was mushroom statues and the well. I think I'll go back east.
All right, looks like they want to head down the stairs.
Yeah. If it continues to that, yeah.
And there's a little stone bridge that descends downwards but connects over the water on either side of them. And they'll notice up ahead that there's a little dock area with another door that leads inside the building. They're approaching their a little shack here. A little building that seems to be sitting on the water, the riverside here. A little quaint, like I said, rest stop of sorts. And you're approaching a door that leads to the inside, but just north of you, across the water, you'll see that there is another little pier that juts out from the building itself. Okay?
I kicked the door.
It looks like you'll go up and kick the door, and it will easily begin to... you'll hear a satisfying, snap as he kicks the door, and you'll hear, as soon as you kick it open, you'll see a strange, like, bluish hue coming from the inside, and you'll hear what was that? Immediately, a humanoid voice emerge from the other side. Although the door's not broken all the way, you can maybe see a little bit inside, and there's a strange blue light, and you hear some movements and voices of someone on the other side say something. Like, what's that? What's going on?
I will get close and put one of my big ears up to the door and see if I can hear, if I can identify how many there, or where they might be in the room. Do they sound like they're very nearby?
Yes, it sounds like they're just on the other side of the door and the other side of the room.
Okay. Say, Skullgrim, do you want to do the honors?
Yeah. I kick the door. Try to kick the door completely open.
It will bash open.
Yes.
Are you able to see inside the room? Are y'all able to see inside the room?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it like distorted or cut up?
It's the whole map.
Yeah.
Are you able to see these tokens in here, or how many other tokens in the room do you see?
3.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so it's just me that I can't see it. Weird, okay. So you'll bust inside this room, and you'll see that there are 3 strange-looking cultist, very skinny-looking fellows that seem to be prostrated around a very ghastly-looking sight. It is 3 skeletons that are chained to what appears to be a giant pyramidal shape of some sort, with a triangular pyramid shape. Not unlike one of those strange-looking objects that was in the statue from earlier. From the Sanctuary Place statue. And you'll see 3 humanoid skeletons chained to it, but also as well you'll see 3 cultists that stand up and look very uncomfortable that you have interrupted something, and they say, What's thou do here? Speak.
I think you might be in the wrong place. I believe this place is merely for adventurers, not your kind. We would very much like it if you could vacate the premises as immediately as possible.
One of them stands up and takes out a knife and says, No, for this, we worship critical failures here. We only wish to see the downfall of everything. Don't you see that failure means that there must be success at some point, so worship the failure. And he takes out a knife and says, How dare you interrupt our ceremony of the failure? We embrace this failure.
Drop your knives. Drop your knives and I'll kick you. Then you'll fail.
We rolled an encounter roll. We received a 5. Can either of the player characters have a charisma check of higher, 2 or higher?
Charisma check of 2 or higher?
A charisma bonus, sorry.
I do. I have a charisma bonus of 2.
All
I have a
right.
charisma of 0.
One of them is suspicious, and they'll say, and one of them will stop, and, the one who just pulled the knife out, you'll see one of them stop him by the hand, and he'll say, Brother, perhaps this failure is an omen. We should see. And they say, can we not stay here and worship our dark failure, or are you trying to force us to leave?
I think thou shouldst leave.
Yeah, leave.
And the other one the one who had stopped the first one, sort of nods his head and says, See, now we can attack. Now I need both of our players to roll a an initiative check with a d20 roll with dexterity, and we'll see which side goes first. One of them,
15.
they need to get higher than a
14.
15. Oh no.
Oh,
Oh wait, the cultists have a -1 to dexterity, so they actually rolled a 15. So it looks like a 15 for the heroes are going to go first today. And
that'll be it.
we'll start off with Skullgrim since he's the one who won the initiative, with Kakak up next, and let's see what sort of shenanigans we're going to get up to this round. So Skullgrim's up first.
I run up to the nearest one, and I smash it with my Morning Star.
They have an AC of
That'll be
14.
Yep. Ooh, that will not hit. No, sorry.
Alright, looks like the first stack gonna be a miss, and let's not forget to tell our players that they're each gonna have 1 luck token to start off the session. So don't forget to use those in case that they need to get out of a sticky, gory situation. That a luck token you can re-roll a d20 or even reinforce the powers of the almighty wizard DM to re-roll attacks and other spellcaster abilities. So, without further ado, we'll proceed with Kakak up next.
Kakak will pull out his crossbow and shoot at the cultist which is closest to him. That is definitely a miss with only a 6.
And it looks like our heroes are off to a rough start, as the first cultist gets up to Skullgrim. And it looks like he's going to attack with a dagger in hand. And is a 13 going to hit Skullgrim?
No, it's not.
Another one will move up. A 9 will neither hit, nor... Oh no, will a 17 hit?
17 will hit.
He attacks
Finally,
with,
a success in this place.
he attacks with his little sacrificial dagger that looks to appear to be a dagger that's shaped as the same triangular pyramid on a hilt. And he will shank poor Skullgrim for 2 damage.
Oh no.
Not too bad.
Okay. Next, after that, we're going to go back to Skullgrim.
I will attack again with my Morning Star. Come on. Dirty 20.
And that looks like it's going to be a hit. Let's see what kind of damage he does.
That's a 5.
Oh, he's going to get a big hit on that one, as he gets a good cleave right into the side of that cultist there, and he is still up. He's got a little bit of fight still in him, not very much. And let's see what the little goblin does.
I am going to shoot. I'm going to put it load. It's a turn. Yeah, I think I'm going to sacrifice my movement to load another crossbow bolt into my crossbow, and then I am going to aim again at the cultist closest to me. Is this the one that's injured? Which one is injured?
The one to the far north.
Okay, I'll aim at that one actually.
Okay.
Ah, that is much better. That is a 19.
Nice.
Definite hit.
D6.
Let's see if, as long as he doesn't roll 1.
That is a 3.
And it looks like with that crossbow shot, that cultist is gonna go down into a heap. But I think these two cultists still think that they got a chance on our heroes, and they're gonna continue their assault on poor Skullgrim. So the first one's going to attack here.
Oh no.
It looks like a 19 is going to hit
Okay.
for 4 damage.
Okay, I will use the flourish to regain 1d6 when I'm hit in melee. The 4. Ooh, I actually gained a health. I got a 5. So somehow it was a healing strike.
All right. Skullgrim lives to see another attack, and it looks like there's only one more cultist this round. Let's see if he survives. They're gonna roll. Oh no, they rolled another 19. And let's see how much damage they do this. 4 more damage.
Oh no.
Do I do not flourish? I only got 2 more left. I'll try another one. It's how much damage did you say it was?
It was 4 damage.
I got another 5, so it's another healing strike.
Excellent. It looks like they're gonna continue to be able to see Skullgrim take more heat tonight. So Skullgrim has how much remaining health?
7.
Okay.
All right. And if we have everyone in chat see, if they all shout Skullgrim's name, we'll give Skullgrim 1 more health point. Come on, chat. We'll see if they can give him some support. All right. So those were our 2 cultist attacks. Now we're gonna go back to Skullgrim.
And I will roll another attack with my Morning Star. Ooh, that's a natural 20.
All right, let's see if they can knock this one clean off his feet.
And that would be another 6 damage.
Ooh. And that was a rolling double dice?
Was it double damage dice? Okay.
Yeah, roll double the dice.
And that is a 10.
Well, I hope that cultist had a good afterlife with their deity, because he looks like he is for this world no more. As Skullgrim is going to completely decimate with 1 whack. And for this round, we still have Kak.
Okay.
Glory indeed.
Kak is going to throw his crossbow under his arm, and he's going to pull his dagger from his belt and fling it right at the goblin's neck.
All right.
That's
See
a
if they roll.
13 plus 3 is 16.
That is going to hit.
Ah, amazing. All right. D4. Three points.
3 points. And with that, it looks like our cultists are going to roll a wisdom check, and they're going to see if they're going to fail a morale check. And they rolled a natural 20. It looks like they want to stay for this whole fight, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, this cultist is going to go for Skullgrim, saying that no, they are going to defend their shrine of the failure god. That even if they fail, that means that they are failing into their god, as he attacks with his dagger. And he rolls a 19 again.
What?
Oh man.
Okay.
And deals 1 damage.
Okay, I can live with that.
The cultist will shriek and say, "Bring on my failure! If I succeed, then I don't know what to think. And as we'll go to Skullgrim's turn. Oh, it looks like Skullgrim, they want you, they love you. Skullgrim, you get that +1 health.
Oh, nice.
We had 2 people say they love Skullgrim, so let's give them that +1 health, ladies and gentlemen.
That was a 19.
Amazing.
Thank you, chat. I got a 19.
And
Does
that is definitely going to hit. Let's see if we can finish up Kekek's first attack. Let's see if we can get a 4 damage or higher.
That's a 3, sadly.
Alright, with that mace coming down. Almost finishing the job, but not quite. Let's see if Kekek's got it in him.
All right. Kekek is going to scramble right up to this cultist, pull his dagger from the cultist's body, and try to stab him one last time.
Alright, going for the double tap stab.
9 plus 3. Does 14 hit?
A 14 is going to hit.
No, 12. No, sorry, it's 12. 12. 9 plus 3 is 12.
A 12 was unfortunate hype because a 12 will not hit.
Okay. I attempt to grab my dagger, but I do not succeed.
The wide-eyed cultist says, love thy failure, and his hands will glow with a strange eerie blackness, and he will attempt to grab hold of Skullgrim. Skullgrim, make a... Oh, I'm gonna make a DC 12 check for wisdom here. Let's see if I make it. I roll a D20. I have to add 2. Let's see what I get. Oh no, I rolled a 16 total. So I'm gonna roll 2d4 damage against Skullgrim.
Okay.
No.
You take 4 damage. That's not that bad.
I'm down. Level 1.
He was attacking Skullgrim that time.
Oh, Skullgrim. Okay. Oh no.
Still standing.
Alright, Skullgrim, how much, do you have any flourishes left? Or let's see what he's got on his,
Well, I got technically 1 left. I think I'll save it.
Alright, so you're still up right now?
I'm still up.
Alright, man, Skullgrim, man, what a pit fighter for sure, ladies and gentlemen. As we go back to Skullgrim's turn.
That's a 3.
Did he say a 3?
Yes.
A 3 is definitely, a 3 is definitely a no-go.
I mean, we're in the Shrine of Failure.
And let's see if Kekek can get this last health point on this last cultist.
Okay. I am going to... is there like a heavy object around, like a candlestick perhaps, that I could grab?
Let's see around. Yes, there's some debris, some wooden planks. You'll see like a bucket, a metal bucket.
Okay, I grab the metal bucket and I wallop this cultist over the head with it.
All right.
Yes.
Let's see if she can. See if Kekek can
Oh
get it.
yes, 19.
Yes.
And let's see how it looks as with this bucket. Kekek is going to get off the last cultist here.
Okay, D4. Yeah. 1 point.
And that is all he needed. As the bucket will fly around and clock the last cultist in the head, and he is no more. Uh-oh. Okay, so let's see this. It looks like Chad also wants to see what happens with the wheel. So yeah, with everything just finishing here, let's see if, just messed up my window here. Oh, here we go. Can y'all see now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry. Alright. Alright, we're gonna spin the wheel here, so even after all that, players, you might have a chance at getting even more rewards for what you just went through. Let's see if it's actually gonna work out for y'all, shall we? We're gonna bring up the Doom wheel. There's a 1 in 6 chance there's Doom. Here we go. We're gonna spin it. And it looks like they're going to get a hint. And as they clear up the room and see that their handiwork of clearing the cultists out of this little area is done, they'll see a strange glow happening near the triangular pyramid shape in the middle of the room.
I'm gonna creep closer to look at it.
Kakak will see that strange runic markings are etched into each of its sides as it pulsates a strange blue.
It doesn't happen to be in Goblin, is it? Kakak does not recognize these symbols, I don't think.
It is not in Goblin.
Skullgrim, do you recognize any of these symbols?
Is it in Orcish?
It is not in Orcish.
No. I don't speak many tongues. Yeah. No. How large is the object? Could I stuff it in my bag or something? Or is it too big for that?
It's too big. It's like 5 feet high off the ground.
Ah, okay.
And it's still glowing blue?
Yes.
Is it like a pulsating or a steady glow?
There's a steady glow, but it also still pulsates now and then.
Okay. And there's 3 skulls strapped to it, is that correct?
3 skeletons.
Skeletons.
Mm-hmm.
Do they move at all? Like, I'm gonna poke at one of them. Are they alive at it or animated in any way?
No, they're not. They don't seem to react in any shape or way.
I'm going to try to pull one of them off. And I don't know if it's chained on there or with ropes. Probably break it if it's a chain. Cut it if it's a rope.
Yes, it looks like they're just kind of bound up in it, and you can kind of slacken the chains. It looks like you can wedge free the skeletons that are strung up to it, and you remove one of them off of the glowing pyramid-shaped thing, and the side that you move the skeleton off of, that side stops glowing.
Ah. Skullgrim, give me a hand.
Yeah. I grab off the skeleton as well.
Skoger will pull another one off a different side, and indeed it will also cause that side to stop glowing.
One more. I will attempt to pull the third one off.
2 rounds pass as they free off these skeletons, and as you take off the last one, all of a sudden, poof, they turn into dust, and the strange pyramidal triangular pyramid lights up really bright and then fades. And you'll feel this sort of like pressure release inside the room. And you will feel sort of like inner peace and glow inside of you. Each player will now get a D4 that they can use at any point in the rest of this session to lower the roll of the Master Wizard GM Extraordinaire at any moment. Whether it be an attack roll, spell ability, or spellcasting check, or a damage roll, y'all now have a D4 at your disposal to use whenever you want.
Somehow feel a bit better. The knot in my shoulder is gone. Huh. Very nice.
We have one more round before we check for any counter. And so let's see what kind of room that we're standing in as well. So there's a pile of rubbish that piles up the way over to the next room. It looks like you can still climb over it. It's just going to be reduced movement otherwise. It goes into a northern part of this building, but otherwise there's also a door to your left that you see as well. That goes out into that balcony you saw, or that little pier outside of the door.
All right. I'm gonna go to the door and open it up and look out over the water. See what I can see there.
You see that there's like a little dock pier that was maybe once used for lounging. There's the water that it sits across or on top of. And across the pier there's another door just up north that goes into another part of the building.
Another door this way, Skullgrim.
Let's go.
We'll head that way.
Okay. And it looks like with that, as we enter a new room, we're going to have an encounter roll. So let's roll a d6. If we get a 1, we're going to have an encounter. And it looks like we're going to have an encounter, everyone.
Woohoo!
All right, chat. Cross your fingers. Maybe we're going to get something fun here. As you enter this next room, you start to hear footsteps from the north. What do you want to do?
I want to find somewhere to hide. Perhaps behind this bar or plank.
There's like several shop tables you see in this room with various amounts of broken fishing equipment and souvenirs.
Yes, I'm gonna dive down behind them.
Skullgrim, what do you want to do?
He's gonna do the same. Attempt to hide with his large bulk.
The door will open, and you'll hear the footsteps of 3 people coming down. All right. Both of you make a stealth check. Roll a d20, add your dexterity. Don't forget to roll advantage if you're a thief.
Oh.
Looks like you're going to need to beat a
19.
And it looks like that's going to be enough. You needed to beat a 17.
I got a 19. It was almost a 20.
So it looks like both our heroes are going to stow behind some of the broken souvenirs and old shelvings of fishing poles and nets and sorts, and those here these similar looking cultists from earlier emerge into the room, and they'll talk and say, like, hey, who left the door open? Well, let's, no matter, let's shut the door behind us. Hopefully those pesky kobolds won't bother us, and they'll head outside and shut the door behind them.
That was close.
Cultists or kobolds? I pointed at 2 different doors.
I believe my dagger has a taste for kobolds this evening. What say you, Skullgrim?
Do they taste nice?
I don't know, but I'd like to find out.
Okay, kobolds it is.
It
Or
looks
is
like
there
there's
any interesting souvenir here?
Alright. So, looks like Skullgrim's gonna look around for stuff. Kak, what do you want to do during this turn?
I want to listen at the door.
Okay.
The one to the north.
So as Kak listens, you will not hear anything. During this time, Skullgrim, go ahead and roll a D100. Let me know if you got anything lower than a 25. 25 or lower is what you want.
33.
Nothing this time says you find, unless you find useful, a fishing net and broken fishing poles.
Well, if there's an working fishing net, I can grab that.
You grab the fishing net. Okay. So Kak making sure that nothing was in the immediate next area. Looks like everything was silent. We'll go back after that round to Kak.
Okay. If there doesn't seem to be anything in the immediate vicinity that I can hear, I'm going to check to see if the door is unlocked.
It is indeed.
I will open it slowly, as quietly as I can. And wave Skullgrim over and say, "This way, this way."
Oh, and it looks like our torch went out. If that's can you see anything?
Yes, we can see the whole map.
You can see the whole map.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, it's because of the stream though, right? Okay. Oh, wait. Oh, when did that happen? 1 second. How about now?
Totally black.
Okay, yeah, because your torch went out.
Ah, okay.
Yes,
I will
those
fumble in the dark
smokes.
for my flint and steel to light my second torch. Ah,
about now?
there we are. Perfect.
And the torch has been reset.
All right. Perfect. So I will open the door slowly, quietly, and wave Skullgrim over. This way, this way.
Yeah. Jumping
Yes.
backward.
And there's a staircase that goes up to the north. And you also see that there is a passageway that opens up, and you hear water on the outside to the east.
Skullgrim, which way should we go?
I thought you said kobolds, and I thought you said you heard them north, so we'll go north then.
North it is. Stick close. I'll head north.
It looks like our heroes are going to head north. Okay. So they'll head north, and it looks like they're another part of the cavernous area again, not inside a little wooden gift shop of sorts. We'll see that there is a potato patch and a pumpkin patch with a staircase that leads up to the left, to the west. So
Found dinner.
Skullgrim. So we have Skullgrim. What would you like to do? Pumpkin patch and potato patch.
I will eat some. I'll grab a pumpkin carrot and start eating that.
You walk
Have
over
a
to the
quick lunch
pumpkins.
break.
You notice that several of them have faces.
Ugh.
Are they carved faces?
They appear to be.
But there's no pumpkin meat inside.
It looks like, yeah, just the faces have been carved out, like just the immediate outside. Like they still are growing. Like they're still attached by vines and everything, though.
Yeah, I'll grab one and try to eat it.
You'll take it,
Probably
you'll
a
pluck
bad
it
idea.
off, and yeah, you'll rip it off. And as you are getting closer, it looks like he's getting close to eating it, and you'll notice that some of the pumpkin faces have actually morphed and changed into like very frowning, sad faces.
Hi.
They don't do anything. They just look sad.
I will pat one of them on its head.
And after a second, its frown sort of turns up into like a little smile.
Ah, they're friendly pumpkins, Skullgrim. They just need friends.
I'll pocket the pumpkin that this brownie pumpkin.
It takes up a whole slot.
Okay.
Check out the potato patch.
Kakik will notice that, yeah, it looks to be an ordinary looking potato patch, but... Let's see.
I'm sorry, but what?
But there's also a scarecrow that is standing there, and he looks to have a nice hat.
Ah. It is a rather lovely hat. It is.
And as you seem to notice and focus on this hat, the scarecrow seems to like slightly move its head and watch you.
I will circle around it and see if its eyes follow me.
Subtly it does, yes.
I'm going to sneak all the way around behind it slowly till I'm like exactly behind it.
Alright, roll. Dexterity check with advantage.
16 and... Ooh, that's a 3. So 19. 16 plus my plus 3 dex.
You're able to get around it no problem before it can move, and then it just seems to shift its gaze towards Skullgrim.
I'm going to reach up and steal the hat.
You take it off its head.
I put it on my head.
It's a very, like, nice thick looking wool straw hat.
Haha! Fancy hat. Hey, Skullgrim!
It's like
Got a new
intricately
hat.
carved for like a wool hat, a wool straw hat, or straw hat.
Ah,
I got a new
latest
headwear.
fashion.
All right, so
Very
let's introduce some mayhem here. So that
I'm
was the
west,
end
I
of
guess.
that was the end of a third round. Instead of doing a random encounter check, let's check in with chat. All right, chat. Give me a yes or yay or nay. Should we roll the doom wheel? All right. We'll hear for 2 seconds as we'll see. I'm gonna stand up and turn my aether cooling device up above me. All right, chat. Let me hear it. To all the people that are out there in the taverns at home, do we want to see some doom wheel, or do we want to just let it proceed as all naturally? Let's see if we get any responses. Give me 2 seconds as I turn on my fan. I mean my aether cooling device.
Your frost giant intern.
Yes, I have a frost method that is bound inside this whirling dervish of sorts, and so it constantly cools me. Alright, no one has responded yet. There's some people in chat, but no one's responded yet. I'm gonna give it to the count of 5, 4. If not, we'll proceed. 3, 2, 1. And it looks like you won't have any doom or gloom or boon. So, we'll go back to Cat-Gack. What would you like to do?
I'm going to, I think I'm going to proceed to the west door.
Wait, can you hear me? Can I hear you?
Yep.
I can hear you. Yeah.
I pulled my acoustic surveillance barometer. So yeah, repeat what you said.
I'm going to proceed to the westward door.
Okay. You walk up a couple of steps, and it looks like the door is open slightly ajar.
I'm going to peek through it.
So inside this room, it looks to be a old bar room of sorts. You'll see some tables and that are strewed about the place that used to hold patrons. And you also see a minotaur head that is mounted on the north wall. And a door that's also to the west.
Okay. I'll enter the room and I want to examine the minotaur head. I'll make sure not to leave Skelgrim in the dark.
A very impressive looking minotaur head that's taxidermied and mounted on the wall.
Okay. Is it too big to take with me?
It would take up several slots.
Okay. I'll pat it and say, I'm sorry, but you'll have to stay here.
Alright, so Cat-Gack is going to go up and check the minotaur head and maybe decide against this particular piece, and we'll see what Skullgram is going to do instead.
I'll just rummage around, see if anything is of value. Perhaps a fancy wine bottle.
Okay, so Skullgrim is going to check around the room. Skullgrim, go ahead and roll a D100. Let's see if you get a 25 or less.
Close but no cigar. 27.
Skullgrim's just going to find several pieces of broken bottles, cups, and some old rusty cutlery.
He's not impressed. Not impressed.
Okay. So we'll proceed that with a round. We're going to go back to Kakak. Kakak, what would you like? What is Kakak going to do now?
I'm going to look for the next entrance. I'll say it.
There's a doorway over to the west.
Skullgrim. Let's find some kobolds. I'm getting hungry.
Hmm.
Are we going to open to the next room? You going to proceed forth?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
The door will open. And in the next area, a much more cavernous area, you'll see some more of those large-looking fungi that were from earlier. You'll see some very large tables, another statue, matching the St. Jacques statues from earlier. This one has its arms outstretched like the other ones earlier. And it has, instead of the other ones that had the dice and the other ones that had the torch, this one's just going to have open a, let's see, like a map that's like open out before it, and you can kind of see like little towns and mountains out on this like map of the statue. The statue's holding a map that's sort of out on its hands, like an atlas or something. And there's all these little towns and little mountains and other little features on the map as if it's, you know, sort of 3Ding itself. Think of entrance to Game of Thrones or something. And as these step out, so they'll see that there's also this strange looking line, metal coiled line that is attached to the statue all the way across the water to the Abbey that you were in earlier.
Mm.
So that's that little line that's extended across there. So there's a statue right here. You'll see these like very large tables over to the side. You'll see the water that's, you know, flowing around the brook here. And you'll see a little staircase to the north.
The way I see it, we have two choices. We can go across the water following this golden chain, or we can go up these stairs. What say you, Skullgrim?
That might be too heavy for the chain, but no, I'm not too heavy. Or does it look like the chain could hold my weight?
The chain does look like it's a very, very tightly wound, very sturdy cable.
Hmm.
Which way, Skullgrim?
Kobolds like caves.
Alright, it looks like some
you know?
people are interested after all, and as our heroes deliberate, it looks like something's gonna be dropped in their lap, because we're gonna have a doom wheel roll, and let's see what's gonna happen to our players. Alright. Aren't they lucky tonight, everyone? Looks like they're gonna get some loot.
Nice.
Alright,
Ooh.
how about, we'll go... Skullgrim has had a couple of chances. Let's have Kakak roll a D100.
D100. Okay. I frantically look for my D100. Here we are. Got it. 57.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
What's going on? Why can't I hear anything?
I said 57. Can you hear me?
Yep, now I heard you.
Oh no, what's going on? Why
Weird.
can't I hear anything? 1 second. Technical difficulties in the dungeon. Oh, can y'all hear me?
Golgrim is going to
Oh.
poke his nose
Okay.
and wait for something to happen.
I like slightly unplugged my audio, magical cable,
Oh.
and of course I couldn't hear anything, so I didn't know what was going on. Alright, so what was your D100 result there?
57.
57. As you gaze around this area, you'll see that at the bottom of this statue, in your torchlight, you'll see something crumpled but silvery, sort of bunched up at the base of the statue. And you'll approach it and you'll see that it's actually a cloak made from silver fox fur.
Oh, fancy, fancy.
Mm.
Skullgrim, have you need of a fancy cloak? I got this amazing hat. Not sure they match. What do you think?
You will look great.
I think so too. I'll throw it around your shoulder.
We can't hear you now?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, now.
Okay. Yeah, I was trying to check some of my audio equipment again. Those damn audio demons are not working as I demanded them. Hopefully now chat can hear us. Alright. And this is why, ladies and gentlemen, I have saved the truly deadly dungeons for a later showcasing, so that way we can properly test our adventures. Okay, so Kakak, apologies. What did you want to do again?
That's all right. We will head north. I think that Skullgrim might be too heavy for this train.
So we'll head north.
Mm-hmm.
And here they'll see across, just a little further up, they'll see a bridge that goes across the water. And then another entrance into the cavernous area, a little further up ahead. They'll also see a wooden bridge that looks very shaky.
Mm-hmm.
And there's an old campfire here that seems to still have various little embers still going on, and an old boat.
We could take the boat instead, if we wish to go that direction. Boat or the bridge, Skullgrim?
I figure I can try the bridge.
We'll take the bridge.
Looks like they're gonna head across the bridge. You see that the chamber splits off to the west and to the south. You'll see some more of those large mushrooms. You'll see a pile of bones, some graffiti on the wall next to it, and like I said, some giant fungus. So we'll start at the top. Kakak, what do you want to do?
Okay. I will take a closer look at this fungus. Does this look different from the fungus I've encountered earlier?
As you go and inspect it and are taking a look around, it looks to be similar in color and shape to the ones you saw earlier, but even as you're looking around, you'll find a very interesting looking shield that's sort of been tossed in between them.
Oh. I'll pick it up.
And you'll pick it up, and the shield on it seems to be a wooden banded iron shield, but on the center has this sort of, you know how some shields have those little pointy bits, you know, in the center. Well, this one seems to have that, but it seems to be in the shape of a 20-sided object in the center. But otherwise, it looks to be a very, very impressive and sturdy looking shield.
I'll say, Skullgrim, another one for you. Be strong.
You want to take my shield then?
Afraid I can't use any shields. Got my torch in one hand and my dagger in the other.
I drop my normal shield and take the D20 shield. Or whatever this shield is called.
Alright, you'll take the shield. A shield uses one gear slot.
Yep.
And gives an AC
That's why I'm
plus
dropping
2.
my other one. It's 2, so it's the same as the other one. Gotcha.
But yeah, this one feels even like it seems even lighter. Like something feels kind of floaty about it. Like you're gonna feel even more. Something about it just raising it up to guard just feels smoother. It feels more natural.
Ooh, me likey. And I'm waving the shield around.
Alright, looks like someone's playing with a new toy, and we'll count that as a whole round as Kakak found something interesting and showed Skullgrim. And we'll start back at the top. Kakak, what do you want to do?
All right. I'm going to consider both directions, scratch my head for a moment, make a unilateral decision this time. We are going west.
They will head west into the next room.
Okay.
And as you come in here, yeah, you will see that there are giant piles of what appear to be fecal matter. Very large turds,
Yeah.
think of like Jurassic Park style. Very large, very impressive dinosaur size. You see that there's a hole in the ground as well.
It could have at least aimed.
Well, I don't think this is where we want to go. You clearly have a better sense of direction than I do, Skullgrim.
Let's go south. Don't want to go in that hole. Who knows if there's more down there. You have a sense of fashion, not a sense of direction.
Yeah, the small hole in the ground looks like you'd have to like crawl through it if you were to go through it.
All right. Well, I think we're gonna exit out of this room and go to and go south instead.
Yeah.
All right, that'll count as the third round. As we head back, and we're gonna start heading south. Okay, chat. Who's still here, chat? Who wants to see a doom wheel as we're approaching our 2-hour in mark? We'll give it 15 seconds if anyone wants to respond. We'll make it an interesting thing or not. Exit out. Are you able to see fine, or is it the shadow? Is the
shadow map.
Does it have a strange like cut in it as you come down these steps? Is there like a strange like sort of yeah, okay. Just making sure we're seeing the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, here we go. Doom wheel. Let's see it. All right. Hold your horses. You might get something good. You might get something bad. We'll pull up our doom wheel. Let's see it. We got loot last time. We got a hit before. Let's see. Spin to the doom wheel. Uh-oh, looks like we're gonna get a random encounter anyway. So let's see what random encounter we're gonna get. Okay. Let me roll my d6. Okay. And as you come down to the southern chambers, as you come down from the north, from the south, you'll see a torchlight emerge, and out comes the familiar Alexander, the pilgrim who was tidying up the statue from inside the Abbey from earlier. And he says, "Now see these mushrooms over here, don't eat them."
Those ones. I see. I will promptly go over and hack off a piece of it and put them in my left pocket, taking the other ones out and say, left poison.
Old man, where are the kobolds? Or is this a goose chase?
He says, "No, I swear, they're definitely out in the chambers up north. I swear. Sometimes they find their way down here, but I guess you just haven't seen any." Inside this room, you'll see that there are some large fungus again, and you'll see that there is a dead kobold that is sort of tucked in between one of them.
Exist.
Well, I know they exist, but I haven't seen any. Like the Tasmanian tiger.
I'll kick the dead kobold's head and say, right here, see? Now we just have to find the live ones. I'll look for any other entrances or exits.
You hear some water trickling off down from the south, and otherwise your light seems to bleed away into another hallway to the southwest. I may have y'all rejoin my viewing astral stream here in a second, just to get rid of this fog, because it looks like it's glitching out on us a little bit. So let me close this. Let me hide all the sausage making for the audience real quick. And y'all are gonna rejoin the stream here, or just, yeah, re-click my stream here in just a second. Okay. Turn that off. Let's close this, open it back up. Okay, go ahead and re-click my stream, my adventures. Let me know if you can see it.
Yep, much
Yeah.
That
better.
looks good.
There you go.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I said, to the south east, you'll hear some water trickling, and it looks like there's a drop off. And then over where old Alexander came from is coming from the west.
Okay.
And what would y'all like to do? We'll start with Cat first.
Okay. I think I'll ask Alexander. Alexander, which way to the kobolds? You said north, but which way is that exactly? We just came from up there.
And he says, he asked if you've been in all the caverns.
I don't know about all of the caverns, but we've certainly been in some of them.
Well, he's
And
like, well,
some
they sure like
outposts.
the caverns and not the building. Although sometimes they go in the buildings to ransack the old fishing shop if there's anything left in there.
Hmm.
Pilgrim
Alright.
hides the fishing net. Yep, everything is intact there.
Well, all right, Skullgrim. Your choice. We can go into the water or these caverns here.
We just... He's trying... Skullgrim is trying to... He's looking around, pointing at different directions, trying to figure out where north is, because he thought he just came from north.
Yeah, I think we could go east or west.
Alright, old Alexander says he'll go with you. And heroes will head off into the next area. You'll see in this next cavernous area that there are several large giant fungus that old Alexander sort of does the don't touch, don't look at. And as you walk through, you'll see that one of them has a strange looking face on it though. It seems to be looking at you.
I'm gonna stick my tongue out at it.
It frowns at you and says, and you hear it say softly like, "Hey, wait, come here."
I pause in my step. Look closer at it.
And this little
Take a
mushroom
step closer.
with a face on it's like waving at you and says, "Hey, come here."
I'll
yeah,
take
come
a
here.
step closer.
And old Alexander, the priest, will say, "Oh, that's very gross looking." And the little mushroom says, "Hey, are you from up above?"
Depends upon what you mean of above.
Like where the sun is.
Oh, sometimes I suppose.
And the little mushroom sort of like looks up, towards the cavern ceiling and says, "I wish I could go up there." And says, "Please, can you take me up there?"
I will look at it and ask, if I pick you up, will you hurt me?
And the little mushroom replies and says, "No, that it's not the same kind as the others, that he swears he's not poisonous, and that he just wants to see what this top surface world looks like, and to be planted up there."
I will take a piece of my cloak and I will let it jump into my cloak, and I will put it in my bag.
All right, you do so, and you'll put him up in your bag. All right, Skullgrim, do you want to do anything in here?
No, I'm just gonna follow Alexander. Hopefully, he leads us to the kobolds, and not back in the circle.
And you'll head south, and old Alexander will point and say, he'll come to a door and say, and you'll see that this is the outer walls built into the cavern itself of the chapel that you're at again. There's a ledge to your right, or to the east. You'll see a giant skeleton bifurcated that's hanging off the ledge there. And you'll see that there is several more fungus in this room as well that look very similar to the ones in the previous one. And you'll see that there is a passageway to the west. That where fresh air seems to be coming out of, and Alexander will point and say, that way you can exit if you'd like.
We've not found a single kobold yet. I do think we should find one.
I'm hungry. I want kobold.
And he says, old Alexander says that, that the chapel will be here forever as long as people believe in chance and luck, and that Saint Jaquai's spirit will remain here despite all the kobolds and cultists and Kodal trolls and all sorts of nastiness that's out there.
Skullgrim?
Yeah.
Do we continue our search, or do we leave it for another day?
I say we search a bit more.
We continue onwards then.
If we can go south, try to see that way if there's another path we haven't gone.
Sure.
All right. And he'll go open the door that leads back into the chapel. There's a door over to the west. And old Alexander says that the door's been shut for quite some time, that he doesn't ever go in there. And otherwise, inside this room, you see that there is a fireplace that seems to be burning a little bit, and you'll see that there is a kitchen area.
I'll check out the kitchen, see if I can find anything tasty.
And Skullgrim, what did you want to do?
He said the door to the east has not been open in a while. I will kick it down.
Good plan.
Okay, Kak. Roll a D100. You want to see something a 33 or less.
Oh, nope. That's a 66.
Yeah, you'll see in this kitchenette that there's a table and cupboard, and you'll search, and you'll find you'll find some jarred food, some jarred pickled food. Approximately 5 glasses of it.
Okay, I will take one and I'll put it in my bag.
And now, Skullgrim, make a strength check against this door.
Lovely. That is a 10.
It looks like this door does not budge away as you kick it, but you hear some stirring from the other side of the door. You hear like a huh from the other side.
I will
I
ask
kick the door
Skullgrim.
again.
Yeah, good plan.
All right, make a
With a
strength
strength
check.
roll, I guess.
Yeah.
I got a natural 1.
Oh no! You can use my luck token if you want.
Oh yeah, the luck token, I haven't used that one. I will re-roll that because that's just embarrassing. Well, that's not much better, but it's a 12.
And the door will fling open. And as you'll be able to see inside, oops, you'll see that there is another one of those cultists that is sort of standing there at one of the windows, and it looks like he's got his like a bed sheet wrapped around something that's just outside the window, and he looks back at you, and he says, "See ya," and he looks like he's about to like jump out the window. What do you want to do?
I will try and tackle him.
Good plan.
All right, make an attack against him. Strength attack.
Okay, that is another 12.
And it's going to be a hair a miss as Skullgrim rushes, tries to grab him, but the man will jump out the window, and you hear, and as he gets his vantage, you'll see that he's actually going on that zip line from earlier.
Oh.
And
I will attempt to follow. If I can that next turn, I assume.
And as you get out the window and you'll look, and you'll see that as he gets to the end, he cuts the line as it falls into the water. And
No!
he runs up out of the way. And I think with that, we're going to have the heroes will backtrack. And due to astral bandwidth, it looks like I'm going to pluck the adventurers out of the mayhem. You'll see them. Everyone will see them teleport out of existence, and then re-teleported over here. And you'll see that the two adventurers will see themselves standing outside in the fresh air of the cavernous area, where they can barely even now hear the waterfall that flows inside where they just were. And so, let's see if we get one last goodie. I'm gonna roll this one. You want to see a 50 or less? No good on that roll though. Alright, so let's see what our heroes got out with today, as we're gonna go ahead and cap off this little dungeon experiment tonight. We got a silver fur fox worth 22 gold pieces.
Nice.
Very good.
The little mushroom man that you saved with the face is eternally grateful as you bring him out into the upper area regions of the world, and you each get 1 experience points for completing that.
Fantastic.
And eventually when you get into praise, you'll also find that that particular shield that Skullgrim and Kekak found earlier, or a shield that Kekak and Skullgrim found earlier, is no mere shield, for it does seem to be imbued with a magical energy of sorts.
Aha.
In fact, it seems to be a +1 shield.
Oh, amazing.
So it actually gives an extra +1 bonus to your AC if you use it.
Nice.
Phenomenal.
So 1
I don't
XP.
suppose the hat.
Oh yes, the intricate straw hat, although it was only worth about 15 gold pieces, is still worth another 1 experience points.
Okay. That's 3
And
XP?
what about the frowning pumpkin?
Oh, that's right.
The frowning pumpkin, although a very interesting novelty, is not worth much gold from what you can try to bargain for it. Alright, so we're going to end the live stream here. Our players can maintain their characters' experience up until the next one if they so choose, or they can start fresh and try to roll with something else. But this has been an episode of Loot, our live dungeon crawling experience. Thank you for joining in. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And make sure you also vote and come participate in our next live meat grinder. And we'll see who drops by. Thank